Liminal spaces. Truly nothing invokes dissonant feelings of otherness like an empty hallway, an endless room, or a tiled swimming pool underground. Liminal spaces fall into the pile of horror birthed from the internet, swimming amidst green text stories and overly exposed photos of Jeff the Killer. And rightfully so, there's something spooky about a transitional space, especially getting trapped in one. After all, who knows what will happen if you linger just a little too long? In the spirit of lingering, welcome to the Drive-In Double Feature. Today we'll be walking down the corridors of Exit 8 and its sequel, Platform 8. I don't know much about these games. Of Exit 8, I know we'll be walking in corridors looking for a way out. Of Platform 8, I know nothing at all. I picked them up together, figuring it'd be a fun go. As we step into Exit 8, we're dropped into a hallway with no fanfare, a man walking down it. There's no title screen, no level selection, no instruction, nothing. A droning buzzing plays, stark white tiles complemented by yellow accents, blinding. We approach the man and he tries to walk past us. I keep at it, trapping him near the wall. It yields nothing, the man unfazed. Pipes clank, and as funny as this is, it's also pretty eerie. I keep looking over his shoulder, waiting for something to run down the hallway. We release him. I take a second to check the options menu, nothing crazy. I do eye the visual motion option, but I keep it on for the moment, trying to play as intended. The visuals when turning actually make me pretty nauseous, I'm not gonna lie. Looking around, there are doors we can't open, and signs and ads on the wall. I like the one with the picture of the dog. The writing is a mixture of English and Japanese. We continue on, taking 2 turns. This leads us back to where we were, the same man again walking down the hall. Welcome to the endless loop. I try to open the doors again, but instead discover we can run. This is unnerving, surely something is going to be chasing us. I dread whatever monster could be lurking. After the next hallway, new signs appear. They're instructions for us. I guess the first 2 hallways were just to immerse us. We can't overlook any anomalies. If we find them, we must turn back. If we don't find them, we must continue forward. We must reach Exit 8. We're at Exit 0. The game has now begun. We turn in the corridor, but it all looks the same. The man approaches and goes. Unsure, we keep it pushing. This earns victory as the next sign says we've reached Exit 1. The next hallway looks exactly the same. There's no way we'd get no anomaly twice, right? Unsure, again we keep it pushing. As to what an anomaly will look like, I can't say. I just hope we know it when we see it. Our call is correct, reaching Exit 2. Again, everything is normal, the man walks down the hallway. Nothing jumps out at me or grabs my attention. So I'm stunned when we continue on, finding ourselves back at Exit 0. We run through the next hallway, which looks exactly the same as the losing one, and get back to Exit 1. I clearly have no idea what an anomaly is. The next hallway is also exactly the same, getting us back to Exit 2. As we turn, I begin to understand, an amber glow bathing the hallway. Whatever's doing that, that's the anomaly. We turn back the way we came, but face the amber hallway just to see if it'll fade. In the process, the man jump scares me. He stopped to look at his phone. On the other wall is a notice we've hit Exit 3. The passage is now reoriented. The next hallway I'm more cautious, looking for any hint of anything. There's nothing that catches my eye, so we keep on, reaching Exit 4. We stop in the next hallway to look at the posters. Anomalies seem to just be changes, so will the posters change? The dentist office sign has a schedule showing the days they're open, and I feel like that is something that would change. I hope the words don't. I never learned my kanji. I see no differences, so we move on, reaching Exit 5. The next hallway is more of the same, nothing different. That is, until we reach the end of the hallway and the lights flick off. Panicked, I sprint back, terrified something is coming for us in the dark. As we reach the man on his phone, the lights kick back on, revealing we've made it to exit 6. If something was chasing us at all, I can't say, but I'm grateful for the sprint button. Low-key, I'm terrified for the level where the man straight up attacks me. I just know that's gonna happen. I meditate on the no smoking sign in the next hallway. I would have sworn the copy was on the bottom of the poster, not the top, but I can't remember. Unsure, we bawl, returning back based on my instinct. This leads us to exit 7. In the next hallway, the smoking sign is the same as the previous, meaning I was wrong, but something else was anomalous, so we just got lucky. I'm unsure how to feel. As I ponder, we look up and see a freaky ghost face. This is terrifying, and I hate it. Calling it as an anomaly, we hit back. The man awaits us, as does a sign pointing to exit 8. This is assumably the final level, so we give the area a good look over. I think maybe the dirt around the door might be different, but it doesn't feel very anomalous, so we keep going. With bated breath, we turn the corner. Awaiting is freedom. Maybe we'll hit up Nanbu Park, take a ride on the slide. As we walk up the stairs, the screen fades to white, a city soundscape playing. The credits roll, and you can tell this was an indie project because my man gave credit for the fonts. The screen then cuts to black before returning us to the halls. A sign thanks us for playing and reveals 32 anomalies have yet to be found. I wasn't planning on doing a post-victory run, but I also wasn't expecting the game to be this short, so we run it. On exit 2, everything is fine at first until I almost jump out of my chair, noticing a figure disguised with subway tile texture. This is when I learn we can run backwards. The sign reappears, the anomaly count is now down to 31. We get a cool hallway where the lights are askew, and I really like this. It almost makes the hallway feel organic. Right after that, we get one where the man walks super fast. Funny, I think, but by the time I realize he's actually aiming for us, it's too late. This is frightening, though he doesn't actually hurt us, just gazing deeply into our eyes. Our body frozen, the screen cuts to black, reflecting our fear of intimacy. Really though, it's nice to prove we can die in this game. Honestly, I probably deserve it considering how much I harass him. On exit 2, he gets fast again, but I'm on guard, fleeing. We wait to see how far he goes when aggro, but he stops where he always does. Rounding the corner, we're immediately faced with business twins. The look on my face was incredible. We back away from the bros. In the hallway, I begin to think that maybe the posters are just a red herring until I notice the BLC store art has changed. The shopkeeper now looks drawn by a child. On exit 6, I miss something, back at 0. Right after, I miss something again, still at 0. Next hall, we stop to look at the posters, but hear a scary vent noise. I don't even turn around, I just run. We find another hall with a missing door. I wonder if the anomalies repeat until we get the freaky tile man again, although he's in a different position this time. In another hall, a water noise starts, a wave of blood crashing after us. It ends and recedes where the man stops, which is almost comical. He walks through it unaffected. On exit 6, the eyes of the security poster moves, which is cool. I've been waiting for them to do something. On exit 2, I find no smoking signs plastered everywhere, a vibe. A doorknob in the middle of the door stops us in our tracks. There's one where the man is very large. We find a new poster, it shakes. One where the man is smiling. A spooky lady on the wall. One where the man only moves when we're not looking, and he's following us. Another where the vent has sludge. Different floor tiles. Finally, we return to exit 8, and all the posters on the wall are now the same image. We turn, expecting the exit, but meet another exit 8 hallway. Nothing is strange, so we go onward, hitting the ending again. Post credits for the second time, There are only 7 anomalies left, so we just go for it. There's one where the man actually looks towards us but doesn't do anything else. One where he has a messed up texture. One that leads to stairs even though we aren't at exit 8. One where the directional sign is upside down. One where the security sign moves with us. One where I think the hallway is longer. That last one, I'm not even really sure what's different. We get looped into exit 0 a few times, the difference evading me. Eventually, I just go back, getting the last anomaly by chance. Kind of a letdown, but we've now found all the anomalies, regardless of if we knew what they were or not. The sign updates to mark our achievement, but nothing else happens. It took us just under 2 hours to find all the anomalies. Now that the anomalies are as spotted as we can get them, let's appreciate the point out. Exit 8 is incredibly short, again clocking in at under an hour to beat, under 2 hours to 100%, but in that time, it packs a punch. The gameplay loop is simple, a glorified 3D spot the difference, but the liminal theming and uncanny differences enhance the base mechanics. The lack of interface, the limited use of direct communication from the game, the lack of initial understanding, all of these drive a memorable and pointed experience. Half of the fun is figuring out what you're even supposed to be looking for. And even when you begin to get a handle on what the changes may be, a sense of paranoia still develops. After all, there's no assurance that the Japanese text won't change or the man will even appear. Nothing is guaranteed, particularly safety. This game does a great job of telegraphing this. When I saw the man speedwalking, gunning for me, I knew something terrible was going to happen. When I saw the tiled figures and the business twins, I knew to keep as much distance as possible. And while a death has the same cost as misreading the room, restarting at exit 0, it still has weight. While I loosened up a bit in my post-victory play, it still was unsettling to roam the halls. Though, having completed all anomalies, some seem missed. One where the man never appears, for instance, seems like an obvious one to do. One where the floor is the ceiling. Some more animation in the posters. A lot of easy concepts aren't here, and while restraint can be a mark of mastery, other anomalies feel unneeded. For instance, the one where the man looks at you, or the multiple playing with the lights. These aren't bad, but I feel like other anomalies could have been expanded further before doubling up. Though it's a nice touch that the anomalies are removed from the pool after discovering them. The game wants you to experience it, rather than hoping you'll get a lucky draw. The graphics of this game are fine for the price. I'm sure the man is a stock asset, no doubt other things are as well. But it goes to show the power of making something worth playing. I didn't care for a moment about the assets. I was too busy being uneasy. Likewise, the lack of music and simple soundscape are a plus. There's no comfort to be found among the ambient hums, completing the experience. Overall, I would rate this game a 7 out of 10. Its short stature and limited pool of anomalies can't get in the way of a solid concept with excellent presentation, or in the way of a fair price tag. It feels rare to see a title do exactly what it sets out to do, without mission creep or oversold promises. Exit 8 is nothing more than a liminal horror spot the difference, and it doesn't want to be anything more. It doesn't need to be either. Looking at the achievement data, 75% of players leave Exit 8, hitting the credits. The game only has one other achievement, find all anomalies, with a 50% earn rate. That seems like a pretty good rate, though the short playtime and low price will no doubt contribute to these numbers. This is usually when I give some final thoughts and tell you I'll see you later, but do remember, dear viewer, this is a double feature. I hope you've got your ticket ready. We're on to Platform 8. Dropping in, we find ourselves in a conventional train car. No start menu and no explanation, much like its predecessor. We get up from our seat, seeing a familiar face. The set dressing is nicer, but the graphics seem a bit worse here. There's a strange dithering on everything. I checked the settings, but everything's on high, much like it was for the previous game. We peer into another train car, able to see that the man is sitting in that car as well. The sign instructs us to check the electric signs. I don't see them, but we stop and take in some ads. We cross into the next car, and I finally notice the electric sign above the exit doors. This stop is listed as Ryzen, or L0. The next car is also L0, so we sprint on, thinking that anomalies are surely still the name of the game. As we hit into the next car beyond, I go to check the stop, only to jump back in my seat. A giant eye pierced through the window, flesh behind it. Through the side window, we can see a nose and a second eye. It's a giant face. Accepting this as an anomaly, we turn to go back, only the door won't open. I try the side doors and get spooked by a second face on the other side. No way back, we go forward. The station changes to L1. We pace around a bit, looking for anything alarming. I discover we can sit, which is neat, so we sit next to the man. I try sitting in the seat we started in, figuring it might be a way to claim the car as not anomalous, but nothing happens. Unsure, we move into the next car, but the level hasn't reset. We're still at L1. Crossing forward, we see the man standing at the end of the car. He looks headless and tweaked out. We take a seat and watch him stumble past us. When he passes, we sprint away. At L2, I rack my brain trying to figure out just what I'm supposed to be doing. Seeing the anomaly raises the level, but if we can't make a selection on if the car is anomalous, what's stopping the player from just running through all the cars to the end? The electric sign in the next car reads, "Do not look back," and you bet we don't. We're unable to sprint, but there's strange movement noises coming from behind us. After we cross, I turn to look, but nothing's there. We've hit L3. The side door opening scares me as we cross, so I try to go back, getting stuck in between the carriage doors. We watch as hands reach in, grabbing and slamming. After seeing the pattern, we run out past them. The same thing happens when going to the next car, visages of people scaring me back, trapping us in between the carriage doors. We watch them too, though they don't do anything. We step out, strange noises beginning to play. We book it, trying not to touch them in case they respond. We hit out to L5. The Beyond car starts to fill with blood water. I hesitate for a moment before realizing it would drown us, so we sprint for our lives. We cross over just in time, the water gone when we look back. This gets us to L6. We get 2 cars back to back with nothing going on, so I decide to sit for a moment, seeing if something will happen. The anomalies have been much more consistent and loud than the previous game, so it feels weird having a space like this. Nothing happens, so we continue on. The door at the end of the next car opens on its own. Some kind of weird psychic energy monster sends us flying as we approach, killing us. We awaken at L0. I thought for a moment there would be no return to L0, but it seems like this game is more so about avoiding death than our deduction skills. We rise from our seat and begin again. The first anomaly car shows the man with his deformed texture, a sign reading "Do not look." I sit for a bit, hoping it'll go away, but he doesn't. We move past him, looking at the windows the entire time. The lights flicker crossing into the next car, the glass breaking, scaring me further on. This car has a sign warning about staying put until the anomaly disappears. We look around, seeing a headless figure at the window. It scares me and dips. We exit. The door out of the next car won't open, and when we turn back, the man is outside of the car. As we approach him, he enters and chases us. We make it out just in time. A white mannequin-looking thing awaits us in the next car, and our interaction is to not look away. It reappears in the next car, moving forward when the lights flick off. At first, I think if I sit, it'll stop, but it doesn't. We run past it at the last second, clearing the car and making it back to L6. I don't know why I think sitting will solve all of my problems. It just seems too obvious to not be the answer to something. The next sign flashes "Do not open" as banging is heard from the car ahead, along with "please" in Japanese. It's weird to hear voice acting in this game. I think if anything was voice acted, it should have been the overhead station announcements. The bit goes on, so we take a seat to wait it out, and the moment I do, it stops. I guess sitting finally was the answer. We reach L7. A girl stands at the end of the car. The instructions on the floor tell us not to move when it's bright. This is essentially red light, green light. I'm interested to see the girl's face, if it's messed up or not, but not interested enough to throw the match. We get past her easy. At the fabled L8, a sign warns us not to get off as the car fills with fog. The train comes to a pause, the doors opening. We stand still, watching for something to enter, but nothing ever comes, the doors closing, the train moving on. In the final car, the windows flood with light. This kind of feels like a trap, to the point where I try to go to the far door, but it's locked. My suspicions are misplaced as we cross the threshold into the credits. Post-credits were dumped back onto the train, the sign telling us 16 anomalies remain. We've moved through a few cars, the sign not changing. It seems like once you've hit the ending, the game doesn't have you keep climbing the station levels, rather just experiencing the anomaly. The lights go out and the doors disappear in the next car. This freaks me out to the point I'm afraid to look up. We look around, finding a second car, a void figure killing us. A car opens its side doors, but nothing happens. Beyond is one with writing on the ground: 8 right, 9 left, 4 right. I try taking steps to match with both my controller and my arrow keys, but it doesn't open the door. Eventually, I try the respective left and right doors as many times as listed, passing the puzzle. A bloody handprint car comes next, followed by one where all the hand grips are swinging, then one where every seat is taken by a mannequin. The door is locked in the mannequin one, so I figure I'm supposed to take a seat, but there's no open seat, and we can't interact with the hand grips. Eventually, a seat frees up, so we sit, opening the door. Back to back, we get a car that glows red, and one that tilts up as if Godzilla were grabbing it. We slide back, unable to climb up and out until the car is placed back down. Another sign to stay put until the anomaly passes appears, so we take a seat, but nothing's going on. I bounce around a bit, still nothing happening. Bored, I sit near the man. When we get up, we see the poster for the anime RPG is moving. The lights flicker, and we're let to pass. We get the dark and no doors anomaly again, but this time we find the correct exit, leaving. Another do not proceed one awaits us, so we start looking around. This time it's the vet poster, his head is vibrating. We get another right after, and this time it's the poster of the people on the train. In another car, the man films us, which is funny and maybe social commentary. After we see the little girl from earlier, and she doesn't have a scary face like I thought she would. She disappears, challenging us to find her. She's literally just in the forward car, a very big letdown. A few cars down, we get one where the far door just opens a bit before closing, weak. Our penultimate anomaly is another wait to pass, the difference being a moving eyeball replacing one of the signs. The final anomaly is the one with the hidden menace that killed me my first run, a fitting ending. We take a seat and wait to see if anything will happen. When the door closes, we approach, crossing over. The lights flicker and the train comes to a stop. The doors open at a visible platform this time, rather than into blinding light. The station is tiled similar to the halls of the previous game. We climb up the steps. On the second floor, we pass through the turnstiles. As we walk, the view grows more and more familiar. Rounding a corner, we reach the hallway. As we step into it, a familiar buzz starts, and the man turns into view. The credits re-roll, this time in black. We loop back to the train, the levels reset. Content to close out this game, I notice it has a third achievement. Going for the gold, we go back and get off the train a little early. Now that we've expanded our anomaly finding lore, let's move through our Infinity Train. A prequel rather than the expected sequel, Platform 8 does its best to switch up the concept while still trying to stay within the lines. Like its predecessor, we're traveling through nearly identical compartmental areas, needing to clear 8 successional stages. Unlike its predecessor, success is not defined as finding an anomaly, rather as surviving it. This has its ups and downs. Because the actual detection doesn't progress the game, the anomalies can be much louder, bolder, openly scary. While Exit 8 relies more on concepts of liminal horror, Platform 8 leans into more classical and overt devices, like sudden imagery and noises. It's two different types of suspense, wielded in different ways. The downside, though, is that Platform 8 loses a bit of what made the concept unique. Many games have jump scares, many games have puzzles. The sense of paranoia Exit 8 evokes is memorable. The sense of fear Platform 8 evokes is forgettable. Likewise, moving from station to station felt less earned than moving from exit to exit. Surviving the anomalies earns progress, but many anomalies can only be survived. The room with the red light is spooky, but harmless, as are the giants, the fingerprints, broken glass, changed signs, ajour dar. A bulk of the content can't end your run, but can still progress you. It makes these cars feel akin to handouts. And of course, as the playthrough shows, some of them are scary in the moment, but once you realize it's a handout, you can't unsee it. I can understand the challenge for the dev. It must be tough following up a well-performing game while avoiding an exact clone. I think the train concept is a good setting, and while I enjoyed that the anomalies could be more overt, it felt like the liminal concept got lost along the way, which is a shame. On a positive, the ending looping the game back into Exit 8 was very well done, and I like that it acts as a secret ending for players who complete the whole game. Likewise, the hidden platform for those who exited early is also a fun idea. I wish more of the anomalies had consequences the way that one did. Other elements remain the same, like the lack of music, the controls. The additional voice acting for that one anomaly was fine, but again, I would have liked overhead station announcements instead. Overall, I would rate Platform 8 a 5 out of 10. It lacks the liminal charm and investigative work of its predecessor, as well as the concept of choice, but it is a good short horror game with a well-matching price tag. The scares are there if you're going in blind, but the shadow cast by Exit 8 leaves it an underwhelming delivery. I would still recommend the game in a pairing, but not separate. On the inverse, Exit 8 is fine alone or paired with this. Looking at the achievement data, 72% of players got off the train, seeing the first credit roll. This is slightly less than Exit 8, but not by much. 61% of players got the secret ending leading into Exit 8, about 10% higher than those who finished that game. 41% got the Kookadoo achievement for exiting the train early. This seems like a healthy rate, though I'd imagine Exit 8 has a larger pool of players. So, for a drive-in double feature, I think these games did pretty good. They're short, to the point, and a good source of scares despite any flaws. After all, analysis can't make me unjump in my seat. And of course, both are remarkably well done and successful for a solo dev. After all, whether you're making a game or walking a liminal hallway, it ain't easy going alone. Anyway, if there's one thing I've learned here, it's that I'll see you next time.